Hey everyone, Rachel here, Oracle spiritual teacher and healer. Today I'm doing a reading on the full moon for August. I look at Sidereal / Vedic astrology for seeing what constellation the moon is in. Some of you may not be very familiar with that and follow Western astrology. In Western or tropical astrology, they have the moon in Aquarius. And that's not the actual positioning of the moon this month. And I follow the actual positioning. The actual positioning of the moon is in Capricorn. And what I'll say between or about Western astrology versus Sidereal or Vedic is that, and if you typically watch my full moon readings, then you'll have heard this before, so you can move forward. But that our tropical or Western astrology is a great look at what we've come into this life with, right? So our karma, our family lineage, all that sort of thing, like what our gifts are. And then Vedic and Sidereal look at what you're here to do this lifetime. So if you can think of it, your highest potential, your highest self, what your soul chose to learn and achieve this lifetime. So, maybe look at both. Maybe look at a video from someone who looks at Western astrology, because we're always sort of straddling the two. And that's what my dear friend Lynn, who recently passed away, she was a sidereal astrologist, should always sort of describe it like that. We're sort of straddling the two between our past and our future. And so maybe can consider looking at both. I did write a little bit about this full moon, just whatever my guides wanted to show me and say to me. And I'm going to pull some cards as well, as I typically do. I'm fitting this in while my daughter's napping. So my setup's pretty just quick. So this full moon is working with the gateway of the Lion's Gate. And I did a video on this Lion's Gate if you want to check it out. It's an activation into higher consciousness, laying some of the groundwork for the new systems and new ways of being to come through. Time will be moving faster, and that events and information will be speeding up. So, what maybe, it's already been happening so quick, right? There's so many things that come out every day about everything, and they're saying it's going to be happening faster. So everything moving faster towards the direction that is meant to go to at this point, at this time. They kept showing me this big scorpion with its stinger. And so I'm not sure where Scorpio is in the mix in the stars right now. I didn't look at all of that. I just looked at where the moon was. But they kept showing me a scorpion and the stinger and stinging those people and situations that need to be transformed. So things that aren't moving will sort of be jolted into movement. Capricorn is the steadfastness, the determination, not giving up, putting your head down and plowing through. We all need to plow forward towards creating the world we want in terms of government, socially, economically, regarding infrastructure, both physically and technologically. What story are we moving forward with? So not where we came from, like not lingering on the past. Not that we're not learning from it, right? We are. But what story do we want to create moving forward? And I've been sort of preaching about this for a while now. Now is the time. Don't get distracted. Stay in your heart. Stay with your dreams. Delays, if they happen, are for the best. They are happening because information, resources, and such are being collected to move things forward for the greater good. There are star systems assisting us here on Earth. So different like star constellations, those different sort of star systems and the energy that's comes from there, helping and bringing through higher consciousness, heart energy, and activation, new plans, new perspectives. Remember, Earth's path isn't to be a place of suffering, it is to be a place of harmony. We are inching towards that. Things must get corrected and realigned for prosperity on Earth to take place, for humanity to find its way. So that's my quick little reading. They said we have to get this out. I'm going to pull some cards now. I'm going to start with this deck, which is my Time Traveler's Oracle. And I love all my decks. But we'll start with this and see what else wants to come through for this full moon. Healing. We're all going through that process, right? I feel like a broken record sometimes, but all of this stuff is happening so we can heal it, heal what's happening in war-torn places, heal what's happening in our government, heal the deception and the lies, the cover-ups, all of it. It's all coming up so we can heal it. So this is just more of that. It's more, it's more of that's coming through. Exuberance. This has to do with, so if you think about the Capricorn, head down, plow forward. Don't get distracted. I'm going to keep going up that mountain, right? That determination, that persistency. That's what that's about. And it's not only about that. It's not doing so, sort of like pessimistically or like, I'm just going to do it. And in a negative way. It's like, no, it's feeling that sort of like, we're going to do this. We're going for it, right? We sort of need that right now, that it doesn't feel like a war, like a hopeless war, but that it is something that we're gaining our freedom. It just, the image that just came into my mind is like the French Revolution, like those people that were super passionate, marching towards something they believed in, and they knew they weren't, it's like they knew they weren't going to accept anything less than what they were asking for. So that's what that exuberance card is. Okay. No. So then I want to pull from, I just got this deck. It's called the Mary Magdalene Oracle, and it's so beautiful. And it's all based off of the Gospel of Mary Magdalene, which I haven't read, but she writes, the woman who wrote this deck, she writes a bit about, different parts of the message, and it's just beautiful. So if you're interested, I recommend it. So let's see what comes through this. Love knows only mercy. Yeah, part of why I like these cards is that they're so deep. That's such a broad statement, and it's so deep at the same time, because you could literally apply that to everything. The thing that's coming up in my mind as I'm looking at that is, of course, what's happening in Gaza. Let me see what that's about, this card. Yeah, they're saying this is about reaching out, again, from the heart. This is the heart activation of this period. It's reaching out to our fellow humans, reaching across, we call it the aisle, the political aisle in the States, but it's like reaching across the aisle, whatever aisle it is, whether it's politics or economics or countries, what have you, but reaching across the aisle and connecting in a genuine way from the heart, from seeing each other, right? Really feeling each other. That's what that card's about. No more from this one. Okay, then the last deck I'm using is it's the Mystic Art Medicine deck. Yeah, there it is again. Open the heart. I love when that happens. It's just because we really need to hear it. It's what they're saying. We really need to hear it. Initiation, that's that like activation. Initiation into, again, the new perspectives. Coming through, new ideas, new plans. It's like it's all going to start to roll out. It's not going to be so much waiting, and at least in the States, things can, when we're working or looking at the government, things can feel really heavy, right? And it's so bureaucratic in that there's so much like paperwork and process, which is not always a bad thing, right? But if we look at where things are right now, some things are just taking such a long time uh, for people to be held accountable, right? So what they're showing me, it's like things are just going to start to roll forward. Things are going to get moved out of the way. We'll see what that is. And then here's our abundance of information, abundance of people coming together, working towards a cause. They're saying, think of that as the prosperity, everyone coming together with this. And again, it's like that across the aisle. People don't have a lot in common other than, these like feelings, other than like, we need to do this isn't working, things like that. It's the abundance of that energy of progress, moving, pushing things forward. And that's going to be what, it's all of us coming together in our own ways, whatever that looks like, that's going to get us to this place more deeply in abundance. Because it's not that it's not here, right? Because abundance is really sort of a way of being, but that it comes in more. Because I'll say it again, all of this is to shift things into a new system, a better way for all of us to live together, with less stress, with less pain, with less complication, in more unity and prosperity. Okay, they want to pull more from here. Courage, that's what it will take. Again, we can't back down. Don't get distracted. And speak up. Speak up. For all those people who need to speak up, who haven't yet, or that you have and you're still not being heard, or you still don't see the movement that needs to happen, keep speaking. Keep sharing. Don't give up. All right. They want to stop there. Have a wonderful weekend, everybody. It's going to be a powerful weekend between this Lionsgate, which is tomorrow, the full moon after that. So be well. Let me know how it all goes. Bye.